Hi, welcome to our book club. We're going to be talking about the perks of being a wallflower. Carmen, what did you think about this section of the book?
I find it really interesting how Charlie is writing to an unknown sender. It keeps things mysterious, and his writing style is very descriptive about his life, his traumas, the concepts, the friendships. So, yeah. What do you think about it?
I mean, I've honestly really enjoyed it, and it's kind of interesting to see how childlike he writes his letters, like with the phrasing he uses, and the way he writes them is with the stream of consciousness, where he kind of just writes what he's thinking at the time. So a lot of his letters change topics super quickly, which I find really interesting, and it helps you stay connected to the story because you feel interested and trying to keep up with what's going on.
I agree.
Is there anything that surprised you?
Wait, what now?
Is there anything that surprised you?
Oh, I didn't hear you. Sorry, cut out. Okay. Anything that surprised me? To be honest, I think at the beginning, I when he wrote that his friend Michael unalived himself. I find it pretty shocking because it's just kind of sad how his good close friend lost his life. Don't exactly know why, but it just keeps the mystery in the story, but also with a bit of sadness. And it's nice how he makes new friends, Sam and Patrick, and they just influence him, but in a positive way.
I also found that kind of surprising. I didn't expect it to start out just the first few pages finding out that his friend did that, and you could really see how it affected him, really affected him, how emotional he got. And I feel you can also see that through how he deals with this grief with Aunt Helen. And I don't know, I just found it interesting how he always describes his emotions, how he always he can't stop crying.
Exactly. And it's not only him, it's all the characters in the book kind of just cry. I'll see it sometimes in some of the letters. Oh, and she burst into tears, or he burst into tears. It's crying and an emotional. There's a lot of emotions in the book, which keeps us on our toes, because it's just nice to have emotion, but also some nice deepness.
Yes, that one moment with his dad where he found him crying in the kitchen, and they kind of kept it as a little secret.
Yeah.
That was really nice, the way they kept the little secret. So, what are some questions you had?
How do you think Charlie's voice is? What's your impression on the narrator?
Like I said earlier, I feel his voice is kind of childlike and a little it's more the beginning of his adolescence. You kind of see how he's innocent. The way he writes is very childlike. And then also towards the really beginning of the novel, his sentences were not that developed, and I didn't as the novel progresses and as he talks more with Bill and is writing the essays, we kind of see how his writing progress, and he's starting to write more complex sentences, and he's developing his ideas way more.
Good point. Is it me now?
So, what did you feel about Charlie as a narrator?
Oh shit, my phone's dying. I found him pretty, like you said, childlike, but then obviously as the novel progresses and how it will progress after, page 88, I feel he's grown more through the months, November, December. I feel that's where his writing got really, deepened, and there's more detail, and, what's it called? Some more connections. At the beginning, he was talking about, most of his life, but now he talks about, parties he's been to, family, past events, emotional stuff, trauma, and friendships, and, yeah, that's it.
What other question did you have?
What?
What other question did you have?
Sorry, it cut out. Okay. What's it called? The friendship. How does his understanding of friendship begin as he meets Sam and Patrick?
I feel when he met Sam and Patrick, he got uplifted. He had been he hadn't been able to find his place yet, especially in high school. And meeting Sam and Patrick really helped him out. They really have helped him get out of his shell and like really experience life, like get out of his shell and like people watching and really get into it, actually talk to people and make his own experiences.
Exactly.
How do you think their relationship developed him?
I think it makes him more, I guess, resilient and open to trying new things. Beginning, he's very shy and reserved, and he still is shy, but just not as much. He's more open to change, I guess, and going places. Like, as long as Sam and Patrick are there, especially mostly Sam, because he has a little thing for her.
Mm-hmm.
So being close to them just makes him feel wanted and makes him feel accepted.
What would you describe a wallflower as?
I would describe a wallflower, according to my notes. It reminds me of that part where they go to the big boy, and it's the fact that Patrick and Sam, like, they didn't throw around inside jokes and like just talk about themselves. They just like asked him questions, like, oh, like this about yourself, and like we want to get to know you. So that kind of surprised him, kind of surprised Charlie. I was like, wow, these people actually care about me. And they're not just people who just talk about their own stuff, like sports or parties or inside jokes that I don't want to understand. They want to make me feel included. And, like, being a wallflower is being more shy and introverted. And then when he's with Sam and Patrick, it makes him feel less that way and like he can talk to people.
For me, I agree with you with the wallflower. I do feel as I would describe it as also a person that's very introverted and kind of in their head, and they prefer, like, even though they attend a lot of social, like they would attend social events and stuff, they kind of just people watch and pay attention to what's going on around them. Like, they listen to what's going on, they listen to what they're saying, but they don't really interact with them as much. Like, they're kind of just watching them on the wall as like the wallflower. And I feel like Sam and Patrick have really helped him out, like get out of the shell and not just be a wallflower, but also be able to get to know people and actually talk to them instead of just people watching like he's used to.
Any other questions?
Don't you have a few more?
Hey, what?
Don't you have a few more?
Huh?
Don't you have a few more?
I can't hear you.
Don't you have a few more?
Oh, do I? Oh, yes. How did we get the hints about, like, Charlie's trauma, Michael, Aunt Helen, separation, anxiety, maybe? What do you think?
I mean, with Aunt Helen, we don't really know how she died either, but what we do know is that Charlie is really connected to her. We can see that, like, even in a certain scene in the book when he's talking to his mom, like, you can really see how connected he was to her, and the mom knows how connected they were, and she really takes it into consideration, like, a lot of events. And I feel like the trauma he experienced with one of his, like, best friends killing themselves, and with Aunt Helen dying, who we can only presume is one of the most important people in his life, really affected him badly, as he would also talk about being in a really dark place and even thinking about what it would be like to not be on this earth anymore. What do you think about his relationship with Aunt Helen and how the trauma has affected him?
Huh?
What do you think about his relationship with Aunt Helen and how the trauma...
It's really, really choppy. It's really bad.
It's okay.
we have to talk about the trauma memories.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What hints do we get? We get a lot of crying, obviously, and he's just like very, very what's it called, in touch with himself,
Mm-hmm.
and he just keeps to himself. That's why he's writing all these letters to like an person that's unknown, because he wants to feel like he's writing to someone, but someone that he doesn't know in person, or he doesn't actually know, so that he can just keep all his emotions in there, but not show them to the world because it's intimidating. And the big memories of Aunt Helen. And I remember this one part where his dad slapped him across the face because of something he said to Aunt Helen, and he felt bad that he disrespected her.
Is there any other questions you have?
What?
Is there any other questions you have?
I think not.
Okay,
Really
well,
good. That was most of them.
okay, well, I kind of have not really a question, but I kind of just wanted to talk about a bit. Was one of the quotes that really spoke to me was, I know that this is a really famous quote. Like, I've seen this in other pieces of media, and I never knew it came from this specific book. But the quote, "We accept the love we think we deserve," which is said by Bill. And I feel like this quote is really important, especially in this story, because there's a lot of like abusive relationships that are displayed here that kind of show this ideology where they stay in these relationships because they believe this is what they deserve, and this is the best they can do. Like, especially with Charlie's sister, when she stays in the relationship with the boy who punched her after she had been bullying him. He punched her, and then she suddenly stayed in the relationship with him, even though she had been making fun of him before. She stayed with him despite this. What do you think?
Huh?
What do you think?
It's like really choppy. Oh my god.
Bro.
So wait, what do I think about the quote?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes?
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So, the quote, "We accept the love we think we deserve," by Bill. I think that Bill, it's one of like Charlie's support teachers, and he just really confides in him. And it's thinking about the relationship with Charlie's sister, is the fact that she chooses to stay even though it's not the love that she deserves, because maybe there's other reasons. She's afraid she won't find anyone, or that like she just wants to stay in a relationship because it's convenient. There's a lot of reasons, but the real thing is that even like you want love, but it just has to be love that you want and need. It can't be like toxic and horrible and it makes you miserable. You have to like accept what your heart wants.
Exactly. And then I think this comes in later, where Sam and the current boyfriend she has, I'm not sure about his name, but I do know that there's like a few things that happened with him that kind of tie into the same quote, where she's going down, like she's settling for something less than she deserves. And I feel like the relationships he has with his siblings are really important, because he sees his brother as his idol, like the dream person he wants to become. And we kind of see how his brother drifted away from the whole family, even him. Like, even though they weren't close before, Charlie really misses him. Like, he misses being in his presence and being able to talk to him. Because even though they weren't close, he still sees him as the one person that he can always be himself around.